Are you ready to stop procrastinating? Me too. And I'll tell you, when it comes to procrastinating, I am right with you, probably the queen of procrastination, right? I have a big project to do, so instead I do laundry, I do the dishes, I clean the sink, I clean the bathrooms, I go play with the cat. And that doesn't necessarily get the work done. Or does it? Now, I am going to give you 5 ways to stop procrastinating and to get yourself to take action. But first, I want to put a question out there. Is it really bad to procrastinate? Because sometimes it's helpful. Sometimes while I'm walking around doing all the things except what I should be doing, I'm noticing that I'm thinking about it and kind of getting clear about what I need to do first, or I'm working out a problem, or I'm noticing that it's making me nervous and helping myself maybe create some strength and some courage to do the thing that's making me nervous. So I personally am a believer that procrastination isn't always bad, but we do need to overcome it and get some things done. So what I've got for you today are 5 ways to stop procrastinating and start taking action. So my first suggestion is that you think through to the other side. So let's say that whatever it is we're procrastinating around is a mountain, and oh my gosh, it can feel that way, right? So it's normal for us to focus on the trailhead or the journey up and over the mountain and all the rocks and the cliffs and the trouble and the hunger and the thirst and all the things. And what I want you to focus on instead is the feeling on the other side of having completed the climb and how that's going to feel. It's so easy for us to focus on the front end, all the hard stuff, and that's what's holding us back. But what if we focus on what's on the other side and how it'll feel to finish? So that's where I recommend that you put your attention and see if that doesn't ease some of the stress and help you feel, instead of negative, at least more positive and hopeful. Second, I recommend that you write out the steps, and maybe you already do this, but I want you to do it in a certain way. Don't necessarily do them in order. Just grab a piece of paper and be like, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. The really important thing that I want you to do is, what's going to be easy? What's something that you can just start taking action on? Because that can help you get moving into the project, and that can make a huge difference in how you feel about the whole thing when you've at least made a few strides. Third, identify projects that you've done before, not specifically the project and how similar it was, but think about how you felt when similar projects that you avoided were finished. When you completed, come on, there you go. When you completed that project, how did you feel? For example, I don't like to do financial projects at all. I'm just not a fan of doing the finances in my business. I hire it out when I can, but sometimes it's just something I have to do. And in those cases, what I do is think about what it felt like afterwards, because usually I get done and I'm like, oh, that wasn't so hard, or oh, that was easier than I thought it would be. And I try to remember those moments when I'm procrastinating about something similar. Well, it was easier than I thought it was last time. So let's see what it's going to be like this time. And it shifts my trepidation or my angst into curiosity. What was it about it that made it easier? Maybe it's easier than I'm thinking that it's going to be. And so it helps make me question and get curious rather than being like, oh, I don't want to. So what's something you've done similarly that you had positive feelings about at the other side? See if you can't compare the two. Fourth, what if your procrastination is actually your spontaneity, your tendency to do things at the last minute because you work better in a spontaneous space? So instead of being all upset or frustrated with your procrastination, schedule yourself to do it at the last minute if deadlines really drive you and you lean into it. And I speak to this from experience. I do really well as an event comes up. If I'm running a workshop, I'll save certain pieces of it, usually the creative stuff, to the last 2 days prior to the event. I just feel more in tune with what's going to go on, and I feel like I can get into that headspace, and it creates a better experience, not just for me, but for the people I'm presenting to. If I create it 2 weeks ahead of time, 2 weeks later, I'm like, wait, what was I even thinking? And I can get really distant and separate from my own content. So I lean into my spontaneity. It looks like procrastination, but really what it is I just do better closer to the deadline. So if what you're working on, you just need to be closer to the deadline, give yourself that space, think about it, but then as you get closer to it, just make sure you've got that space. If I'm doing a presentation at noon, that entire morning is open, and usually the entire day before as well. And that way I've got the space I need to still not be in a panic, but be pressured by the deadline to get the thing done and to get into my creative space. Last but not by any means least, try a Pomodoro session. So a Pomodoro session is working time, a break, and working time. And I do either 25 minutes on, 5-minute break, 25 minutes off, or my preference, 50 minutes on, 10 minutes off, usually it stretches to 15, and then another 50 minutes. And it's interesting when you shut everything down and just do the thing, even if you're not sure where to begin yet, just open up the space for it. And maybe you'll begin by just creating that list of the things that you need to do, but giving yourself just 50 minutes. So it's not forever. It's just this finite amount of time can help you start to take steps in the direction you're trying to go. And that can break open everything and help you get moving. So a Pomodoro session, I'll do it on my own or I'll do co-working. I have a program that I offer this kind of thing on, and it's really helpful to do a Pomodoro session either on my own or with other people. It's amazing how much work you can get done. So what I'd like to know now is, what do you tend to do to break your procrastination cycle? Because it is just a cycle, and if you always procrastinate, it also becomes a habit. So I want to know what you're doing to stop your procrastination and get into the action that's going to help you get your projects done, keep moving forward. Tell me in the comments. I would love to know, because these are just 5 of what I'm sure are many other really good ideas. So let me know. Come on, are you coming or not? No, you're not coming. Okay.